Hey guys, I'm Matt Harrington, and welcome to the show Nothing to Something. In this show, we explore all the things we go through in our lives, the good, the bad, and the stuff nobody wants to talk about. I want to tell you that it's perfectly okay not to be okay. So I say, let's get into this. Hey guys, we're back. Today we have Hannah on the show, and we have just a few questions for you if you're willing to answer them. And
Of course.
all right. So our first question for you: what's one thing you think is your biggest struggle at the moment?
Mental health.
Mental health. Well,
Trying to
good thing because this is
trying to
my
motivate
podcast.
myself. Trying to motivate myself.
Motivation. Okay.
Yeah.
It's definitely like, for me, that's like a big thing, trying to motivate myself just to like work out or do good in school and whatnot, pretty much anything.
Mhm.
Motivation is
Probably
involved.
quarantine has kind of made me realize that quarantine has made a lot of people go downhill, but I feel like quarantine has made me go uphill in some sort of way because I kind of got time to think and sit by myself
Yeah, I,
for a
I get
while.
that. Um, I
Yeah.
just feel like, with the whole quarantine thing, it's definitely tough for some people, but
Mhm.
in other ways, it's like you said, it's super easy to
It's
feel a
been an
little bit more.
uprising for some people.
Exactly. Um, Another question for you. What made you want to change like your motivation and everything? Like what made you
Because
want to
I
become more motivated?
because I knew that I could have more potential and that
Gotcha.
I needed to show that potential in certain ways and not just like in school. Like I wanted to show it in ways that I enjoy, like exercise, doing like art and creativity and stuff.
Okay, I like that. I know for
Yeah.
me, what made me want to change was that my grades were slipping a lot. So
Yeah.
I definitely wanted to change that and prove to myself. I mean, they're still not going great, but I'm definitely getting better to the point where I feel more comfortable with who I am as like a student
hmm
and doing better in school.
The first step, honestly, to all of this is just to convince yourself that you need to start motivating yourself to do stuff like that.
Oh yeah, totally. Like recognizing the fact that something's
Yes,
wrong.
yeah.
Like that's always the first step for anything.
Accepting it basically.
Yeah, definitely. Another thing, is there any other, struggles you have at the moment, or is just like motivation one of them? One of like the biggest things.
Motivation is probably like the middle of like the web that kind of makes everything like a
Mm-hmm.
struggle. But yeah, I've never really had a huge problem with procrastination because I've always had people to tell me like when to do it and I'll just do it.
Oh, I'm the
So I
complete
get
opposite. I will not do it when someone tells me to
when
do
I
it
get an
until I have
assignment
to.
when I get an assignment in school, I'll do it like 5 minutes after it's assigned. Like
Oh,
it's
I
like
wish I
bad
could be
because
you. I could never.
because like my anxiety is kind of what like pushes me to be motivated, but I guess like something bad makes something good.
Yeah, totally. Um, my last question, and then we could just, talk about whatever. If you could give a message to the listeners about what they can do to fight their struggles, what would you say to them?
That you don't always need other people. You can do it by yourself.
Okay. I mean, would you definitely say that other people help in a way?
Other people
But
do help, but some you could still feel lonely even if you have 100 people around you.
that's very true. Like you're in a group of people, yet you're still alone. I get that feeling. I
Yeah,
totally
so like a
understand that.
mental fight is even though you may be getting help from like certain people or like professional people, you still can feel alone, but like you can always fix that alone. And that's like what's like a big thing with mental health also, like a big accomplishment is fixing it because you feel like you fixed it on your own.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you
Yep.
had all this help you didn't realize you had at the time.
It's definitely a struggle. I know I have a therapist, and it was never easy going in the beginning because it's just some stranger you're talking to
hmm
about your problems, and you're like, can I trust them? They're not your parents. And I mean,
Yeah.
if you haven't come out to your parents yet and told them about it, it's not going to be easy telling your therapist about it.
No.
Just because they have a degree or whatever doesn't mean
Mhm.
it makes it any easier. But I definitely think
Yeah.
for the people out there who are thinking about therapy, it's definitely one
It's
of the biggest things that has changed my life for the better.
yes. I think I started it in about April, and I would continue it for the rest of my life.
Oh yeah, totally. And it's not just
It's
like once you get better, you're done with therapy. I mean,
yeah.
you can go to it even if you're fine and you just want to feel better about yourself, you
Yeah,
know?
some people use it as a crutch, but others use it as to get their emotions out. And people that
Yeah.
use it as a crutch, eventually they kind of get off of it and go run by themselves. But like people who need to get it all off their chest, that's the type of people that will stick with it.
Yeah, it's like a routine. You have to just keep going with it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, those are all my questions for you today. If you have any other things you want to just throw out there, feel free.
Are you excited for winter break?
Oh,
Nice.
I am very excited for winter
Nice
break.
little break from this school year, I guess.
Oh yeah. And for me, I think the winter break is definitely going to be uh one of my more favorite things that happened this year, only because
Yeah.
it's like celebrating the end of the year, but
Mhm.
wasn't a great year to
I think
begin
a lot
with.
of people are expecting for Corona to kind of just go away on
Yeah,
at like
I don't
12
understand that.
a.m. I don't really know. Like people are like, can't wait for 2021, da, 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 da. And like obviously we can't wait because we're going to be graduating, but it's such a different like lifestyle now that people think
Yeah.
it's just going to go completely back to normal. And like I try to convince myself that it's not, but like at the same time I'm like I wish it would go back to normal. I'm sure everyone would.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know people who are like, "Oh, 2021 is going to come and everything's going to disappear." It's like, "No, it's not. The struggle's still there." I mean,
Yeah,
kind of why I
yeah.
have this podcast going, only to make people realize that there's always a struggle there. You know,
Mhm.
real
And there's
is
always
real. Once you,
people there to listen to
yeah,
for
yeah.
this.
But real is real. Once you see what reality is like, there's no going back really.
No.
It's
Once
always
you
a
get
fight.
yeah, once you get over realizing what's going on, you kind of you really can't jump back.
Hmm.
You just got to go for
You
it
just
at
got to
that
keep
point.
going forward.
Yeah.
I know, to end it off, I have a list here. It's reasons to smile today, so I figured I'd leave it on a
Oh,
happy note.
yeah.
So for me, I mean, you could throw in any ideas that you have, but for me, you're still here. If you're still here, you're fighting the fight. Like I say
Yeah.
in my previous episodes, then you're doing a great job. I mean, if you're recognizing the fact that, hey, I need some help, if this is helping you, that's great. If therapy helps you, that's wonderful. This inspires you to go take therapy or go do any other thing you want to do,
It
that's
it
awesome.
it should because this is great. This is really it should be motivational to people our age because it's like a good I wouldn't expect like I've known you for a while and I've never expected you to do something like this, but like it's not like a bad thing, you know?
Yeah, I never expected me to do this either. I really was talking to a church friend of mine who I'm going to meet up with soon about podcasts and stuff, and he's the one who
Nice.
inspired me to do this because he has a church one, and I don't know if he wants me to say the name or not, and I won't. I'll mention it in a later episode once I get permission. But he said to me like, "Oh yeah, I'll totally show you the podcast and stuff." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I kind of want to just try this on my own too for a little bit." So I made it, and I never listened to a podcast like before I even
Oh
started
yeah.
this. So once I started listening to them, I started really getting inspired to like do do better and help other people out in the world.
It's good. It's a great way because it's like a virtual thing, basically. It's like a
Yeah,
virtual
yeah, yeah.
conversation,
It's like you don't have
basically.
to be in the same room as someone. You could just like we're doing over a Zoom call.
Yeah.
You can easily just talk about whatever. Um, Another reason to smile today. Rainbows are still a thing. That's always awesome. Bagels are delicious.
Bagels. Have you ever had a bagel with Nutella?
Bagel with Nutella, I have not
Uh,
had that.
Try that over Christmas break and tell me if you like it.
I will. I will
Bagel with
definitely try that over
Nutella.
Christmas break. I just gotta go buy
Yeah.
some Nutella first because we're out of it like every single week.
Toasted
Fuzz.
bagel.
Exactly. Fuzzy blankets.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Those are good. Good book on a rainy day. I know that's, some people like it, some people don't. I don't like personally
I
reading
don't
books,
like reading.
but I know there's a lot of people out there who do.
Or just
Redoing your
even,
room.
oh yeah, or just even doing something you enjoy on a rainy day, I guess. That's
Yeah, like even if it's just running outside in the rain and just, I don't know,
that's super fun.
flailing your
That's
arms around
really
or
fun.
whatever, that's always fun. And yeah, those are my list for reasons to smile today. And I think I'm going to be
I
ending
think
those
those are
off
some pretty good
every
ones.
episode. Yep. Well, thank you for coming on the show. It was
Of
definitely
course.
awesome having you.
Of course.
And we will see you guys on the next episode.